Here we go. Thank goodness that noise has been stopped. Oh gosh. I just love to hear you pray. I just love, yeah, I just love your praying.
Wow, that's such a huge compliment, but it's not me, Sister Jackie. Can I honestly tell you, every time I'm to pray, I, I silently cry in my heart and I said, Lord, just pray through me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's God wants to use us, and that is just so wonderful. I mean,
Yeah.
I find it humbling.
Yes, extremely, extremely. God is so sovereign and He allows us to work for Him. What a blessing.
Yes, he does. And I don't count it lightly either.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an honor.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
think what I'm going to do until I give a few more folks, here we are, a moment to get on. I'm going to go to my presentation first, and it is short. And I need to go check on I've got my recording going. Give me just 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get started with a taste of manna. I have a short demonstration that I think is going to be really enjoyable for you. And but I'm going to start. I have a short presentation that I wanted to I love the phototheology framework. Let me go and get started. Welcome, Sister TMA. Thank you for joining. I do have a short presentation that
Hello,
I'm going,
everyone.
yeah, going to get started with. There we are. Then we'll talk about the ingredients. Yeah, tonight a taste of manna presents. That looks scrumptious. Ooh. All right, and we're going to talk about this could be a substitute. They're actually called patties, but it can also be used as a veggie burger. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about because I think sometimes veggie burger and plant are used interchangeably, but there is a difference between the two, and I wanted to kind of go through that tonight with everyone. So the primary difference between plant-based burgers and the veggie burgers, it lies in their intended purpose and formulation. And the plant burgers are aimed closely to mimic the taste and the texture of meat. So while veggie burgers are typically made from vegetables and other plant-based ingredients without necessarily trying to replicate meat. So veggie burgers, we're not trying to replicate a meat taste nor a meat texture. Because in order to do that, it requires a lot of processing to the point that your foods actually become ultra processed. And that in itself introduces a lot of health issues. So, plant based ingredients without necessarily trying to replicate meat. That's our veggie burger. I'm not trying to replicate the taste nor the texture of meat, but we're trying to get an alternative that is yet wonderful, fulfilling, and for me, a lot of times it's even better than the when I ate meat, the regular meat when I was a meat eater. Plant-based burgers like those from Beyond Meat or Impossible Foods often use an ingredient like pea protein, potato starch, and heme. Heme is an iron-containing molecule that provides that meaty flavor. to achieve more of a meat-like experience. Heme, you want to do a research on it because again, heme introduces a lot of other health issues when we consume it. So, uh, pea protein, potato starch, and heme, which is an iron containing molecules that provides like a meaty flavor to achieve more of a meat-like experience. Veggie burgers, on the other hand, commonly feature ingredients like beans, grains, vegetables, and their texture going to be more crumbly or mushy. You can put binders in it, and that's what I'm attempting to do tonight. Uh, Make it in such a way that it binds together. And I love the taste of my veggie burgers and always compare them a lot to any of the plant-based meats or plant-based, not meats, but plant-based foods. So the goal again, plant-based burgers, they're meat analogs. And the goal is to resemble the taste, texture, and even you'll see some of the bloody look of meat. The ingredients include protein isolates like pea protein, binders like potato starch, and fats like coconut oil to achieve a meaty texture and flavor. And I gave the examples of the Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger, and even if you're buying plant-based burgers, you can take a look at them on the back of the card, and you can see typically you will see all of these ingredients plus many, many more. So the potential benefit is that it may offer a similar protein and iron content to meat, potentially lower in saturated fat and cholesterol, and higher in fat and fiber. I'm sorry. So that's some of the potential benefits of plant-based burgers. You will get protein and iron. They're lower in saturated fat and cholesterol, and they're high in fiber. And these are things that you do not get from eating just meat. The potential drawbacks is that they can be highly processed and may contain added fats, sodium, and other additives. Whereas the veggie burgers, the goal of the veggie burger is to offer a flavorful yet satisfying plant-based alternative to meat or plant-based meats or plant-based burgers or foods with a focus on natural ingredients and wholesome flavors. The ingredients typically includes a variety of vegetables, grains, beans, and spices. And some examples are black bean burgers, mushroom burgers, or homemade veggie burgers with a mix of vegetables and legumes. The potential benefit, they're very high in fiber, vitamins, minerals, may be lower in calories and fat than both meat and plant-based alternatives. The potential drawback is that they may not offer that same meaty experience as plant-based burgers can sometimes be crumbly or mushy in texture. And then in essence, plant-based burgers are designed to trick your taste buds into thinking you're eating meat, while veggie burgers are a delicious way to enjoy a variety of plant-based ingredients. Both types of burgers can be part of a healthy and balanced diet, but it's important to consider the individual ingredients and nutritional profiles when making your choice. So that just means it's important to look at the additives and the ingredients in it because most plant burgers are not very healthy for your body. Are there any questions so far? Plant, and we're looking
Did
at,
you, sorry,
go on.
Sister Jeff, did
Yes,
you just say plant burgers are not healthy? Is that what you just said?
yes, plant-based burgers. And the reason why
Uh-huh.
is that because of all of the ingredients that's added, the additives to make them taste like meat, it makes them ultra processed. You're putting more fats in them. With some of the ingredients, the pea protein, they're using processed foods in order to give them the taste and texture of a meat.
Oh, the meat like one, not, okay, okay, I understand that
Yeah.
now. All right, thank you.
And a lot of people, what you see a lot of folks coming off of meat, they go to plant-based foods because, and when I say plant-based foods, you'll find them in, I think the links, the Polish sausage and things like that, because they do have more of a meaty texture and flavor. And so it helps them make that transition from meat. But I am of the opinion, especially something like the Impossible Burger, you're just going from bad to bad. You think of anything that mimics, look at it from this perspective. What if the word of God was mimicked? When it's mimicked, it becomes watered down. It becomes not even spiritually healthy for us. So the same thing with our foods. When we're mimicking something, it means that I'm trying to take foods or ingredients, and sometimes these ingredients may not even be considered foods. And I'm trying to create a texture and a taste that's similar to meat, whereas meat is meat. And in order for me to do that, I have to use a lot of unnatural and natural ingredients that are not necessarily wholesome nor good for the body. All right. Another thing we're going to talk a little bit about is protein. And I'm talking specifically about protein because for the ingredients that I am using for my plant-based, my veggie burger, I am using quinoa, and quinoa is considered a complete protein. So protein. So how many grams of protein do we need per day? Well, that is dependent upon the individual. So how you decide how much you need, you can divide your weight. So divide your weight by 2.2, then multiply it by 0.8, and it will give you how many grams of protein. Protein is a macronutrient, and it is needed. It is made of large molecules, amino acids that help us build and repair muscle. So plant protein is a necessity. If you don't get enough protein, your body will break down. Uh, if you don't get enough protein, your body will break down the muscle you already have. And you'll see people with flabby muscles or non-muscles, where their muscles, and as you grow older, they become more brittle, and they will also break more easily. So there are two types of protein: a complete protein and incomplete protein. A complete protein, it contains all of the amino acids. There are 9 essential amino acids the body cannot produce. So we can get these from complete proteins. Example: meat, fish, eggs, dairy, and soy. Yes, Karen.
Could you repeat the formula for calculating how much protein I would need to consume daily, please?
Divide your weight by 2.2. Then multiply it by 0.8. Let me put that in the chat. Let me stop sharing. I'll drop that right here in the chat. Divide your weight by 2.2, then multiply it by 0.8, and that equals grams of protein per day that your body
Oh,
needs.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me share it. Okay, so 2 types of protein: complete and incomplete. And complete protein also, there are also vegan means of eating complete protein. Quinoa is a complete protein. Soy is a complete protein. Hemp seeds are a complete protein. I think I had my list, but those are all that I can remember from the list. Now, in order to for vegans and vegetarians to get a complete protein daily, you have to eat a combination of nuts, grains, or beans. And so incomplete protein, eating different types of incomplete protein during the day give you the benefits of a complete protein. Example: beans, nuts, and most grains. So you can eat nuts for breakfast. You don't have to eat them at the same meal. Just make sure you consume 2 of these at least a day, within that day, to get a complete protein. You do want to make sure you get a complete protein. And you don't need a lot. If you notice down here, what is a portion size? The protein portion size for red meat, poultry, or seafood is 3 ounces. And for nuts, it's like a size of a pool ball, maybe a third of a cup of nuts. And I used to tell someone just whatever you can fit in your hand. That's a serving of nuts. So it's not like you have to go to extremes. Okay. So protein isn't just enough. And I'm going to give you three game-changing fruits for muscle growth. So when we think of muscle growth and bodybuilding, our minds automatically think of one macronutrient, and that's protein. Protein is the king of muscle building nutrients. It is the building block for muscle building in your body. But it's not just how much protein you eat, but how well your body absorbs it. To truly utilize protein efficiently, the body needs a good gut microbiome, proper nutrient absorption, and effective digestive enzymes that break down proteins in amino acids. If your gut isn't breaking down and utilizing protein efficiently, hard work at the gym and a high protein diet won't deliver the results you're expecting. So, poor gut health means poor protein synthesis, and that's where most people miss out. You're eating protein, but is your body really utilizing it? So, you want to optimize your gut for better results. And I'm talking about, I'm just going to, of those three fruits, the three fruits are going to be apple, pomegranates, and papaya. And I'm looking at papaya because I've given a previous recipe. I don't know if it was the last time, but one of my previous recipes contained a papaya. But tonight I'm going to have a papaya salad that I'm pairing with my quinoa veggie burger. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want my body. Papaya helps your body absorb protein from the food that you're eating. So papain is a protease enzyme. It's present in papaya and is known to enhance the protein breakdown and utilization. So it also supports gut health, reduces inflammation, further aiding in protein absorption. Papaya is rich in something called papain. That is a digestive enzyme, as I indicated before, that breaks down protein into easily absorbable forms. It ensures that your body efficiently utilizes the protein consumed, maximizing muscle repair and growth. And I just kind of highlighted or reiterated these points. So papaya maximizes protein breakdown and utilization, reduces bloating, and aids digestion. There are a lot of people that have to take enzymes for digestion. Papain is an enzyme. It's a plant-based enzyme that a lot of people take with their foods or before they start eating that also help. You get it in like a pill form. But again, I like the real fruit. I try to do the foods when I can, and supplementation is something that I try to avoid if at all possible. But how do you eat the papaya? You have 1 cup of papaya, each fresh papaya in the morning. Blend it into a smoothie or add it to salads for a delicious and effective digestive boost. Building muscle isn't just about increasing protein intake, it's about absorbing it efficiently. These three fruits not only boost digestion, but also improve better protein utilization, helping achieve your fitness goals faster. And those three fruits are going to be apple, pomegranate, and papaya. I'm just focusing on papaya because I'm using it in my recipe tonight, or in the foods that I'm going to be demonstrating tonight. All right, so let me go back here. I'm going to stop sharing as always. Are there any questions so far? Okay, great. So let me just share one more time. Just going to kind of quickly go over my recipe. Did you guys get this recipe? I can upload it to the Actually, let me go in and upload it to the actually, I'll have to download this and then upload it. So let me go in and download it. Then I can upload it later. So this is, I'm making a patty bowl with cilantro avocado sauce tonight. These are going to be the ingredients. And these are the ingredients. 1 cup of cooked quinoa, 1 medium-sized sweet potato peeled and diced. When I use my sweet potatoes and I get organic and I don't peel them, I just mash them up in my mixture. I'm going to use a 4th cup of almond flour, and or you can use coconut flour, you can use regular flour, but I want to keep this gluten free. And this is going to help be the almond flour is going to help be my binder. The sweet potato is also a very good binder. And that's something else. We use 1 cup of sweet potato, a 4th cup of the almond flour, a 4th cup of chopped green onions. I am omitting the onions because my husband don't like he doesn't do well with onions. So I kind of put mine on the side, and I'm going to cook them without the onion so that he will eat them. A 4th cup of chopped cilantro. And you can also, if you rather not use cilantro, some people don't like cilantro, you can use parsley. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, salt, and flour. If you fry yours, a little olive oil for frying. I'm not frying mine. What I do is I'm going to put mine in I'm going to make my patties. I also do it in the microwave, you know, not the microwave, I'm sorry, in the air fryer. So in the air fryer, so you can fry them in the air fryer. And if you want to just kind of pat them lightly with a little oil, you can. But I tried not to do oil as much as possible. So what I do is I make my patties and I'm going to put them in the oven. For my sauce, I'm going to use 1 avocado, 1 cup of fresh cilantro. I'm sorry, a 4th cup of fresh cilantro, 1 tablespoon of lime juice, salt to taste. Now, in my um in my sauce, it calls for water for thinning. I'm not going to use water. I'm going to use the aquafaba, and that's the solution off of chickpeas. Very nutritious. It contains minerals. It contains vitamins. So I use that instead, just to, just because of the nutritional benefit of it. And it also contains fiber. So this is our recipe. For the sweet potatoes, it says to boil or steam. I steamed mine, sweet potato. And then here, I'm sorry, there are 2 people. People in the waiting room, let me admit all. Okay. All right. I admitted the folks. Okay, great. Um, so So the recipe in a large bowl, I'm going to combine my sweet potato, my cooked quinoa, my almond flour, my green onion, cilantro, cumin. I'm going to combine that all together. Now, one additional thing that I do is that I like mine to have a little spice to it, a little kick. So I don't know if you go to Chipotle. Chipotle is one of my restaurants I go to if I go out to eat and I need something quick. So I get their brown sauce in those little containers. So I accidentally added this to my burger in the past, and I tell you it was good. So I use some of that. It's salsa actually, and they make it fresh every day. I use some of that salsa just to give it a little kick. Now you can experiment with this as you want until you get the flavor that you desire. I add a little cumin to it, some garlic seasonings, and that's all that I add to my to my patties. And then I also have my avocado sauce here. And you're going to see me as I go through it. One of the things I just want to let everybody know that just quickly came in. Let me stop sharing. I know we had a lot of Jaywalk girl. Hi, Jaywalk girl. One of the things that I just kind of briefly went through with the PowerPoint is that I went through the difference between a plant-based veggie burger and a veggie burger. Actually, a plant-based burger versus a veggie burger. And a lot of times you'll hear the terms interchangeably, but they're different. And this is the primary difference. Plant-based burgers and veggie burgers have an intended purpose and formulation. Plant-based burgers aim to closely mimic the taste and texture of meat, while veggie burgers are typically just made from vegetables and other plant-based ingredients. Now, I'm not trying to replicate the meat. In order to replicate the meat, I'm adding all types of ingredients, coming up with like a fake meat. So I think the fake meat can be even worse than the original thing. And we know that with everything. The fake, the fake is always, from a health perspective, less of a healthier option, I would say. And I would even go as far as to say, I am of the opinion, this is Jackie's opinion, that a fake meat from a health perspective is worse than real meat. So the Impossible Burgers, Impossible, these things are of the ingredients. And this is why they're made with ingredients like pea protein, potato starch. They're made with heme. You can look up the word heme and look at all of the, heme is something that's really, really big. It is an iron containing molecule that provides a meaty type flavor. But again, in order to get this plant-based burger to taste like meat, I have to add a lot of stuff to it, a lot of ingredients, and all of those ingredients are not necessarily healthy ingredients. Whereas with my veggie burger, it is going to feature beans, grains, vegetables, real food. Just eat real food. It's going to contain real food. And I will use things like potatoes, a real potato that helps with the binding. And for our demonstration tonight, I am using an almond flour. So those are just some of the things I just want to kind of highlight that for the ones that kind of missed. I went into a big thing about protein, this is probably worth mentioning. I did put this formula in the chat. If you want to know how much protein you need to consume daily, the formula is to divide your weight by 2.2, then multiply it by 0.8, it equals grams per day. For example, if I weigh 150 pounds divided by 2.2, that's 68.2. Then I take 68.2 times 0.8, it gives me 54.5 grams of protein each day. Now that's my daily intake of protein that's needed. The one big thing I indicated is that it's not always about how much protein you're consuming. What you want to pay attention, it's more about how much protein it's not about how much you eat, but how well your body is going to absorb it. So you want to focus on utilization of the protein efficiently, which means the body needs a good gut microbiome, proper nutrients absorption, and effective digestive enzymes that break down proteins and amino acids. And the reason I talked about the digestive enzymes, because in my demonstration tonight, I'm pairing my burger or my patty with a papaya salad. Papaya is a natural, it naturally breaks down proteins in amino acids. And you can eat 1 cup a day. Here, I'm going to put it in, I'm going to put mine in a salad. Papaya contains something called papain, which is another protease enzyme that is present in papaya, and it's known to enhance protein breakdown and utilization. So as that is breaking down the protein, it allows my body, my gut, it supports good gut health also and reduces inflammation, which further aids it in protein absorption, but it allows my body to more easily break down and absorb the protein. So don't forget that. It's not always about how much you're eating, but how much your body is able to efficiently break the protein down and absorb it within the body. All right, so let me stop sharing. I'm going to head to the kitchen now. And so we can start demonstrating. All right, let me see if I can upload my file from my computer. I'm going to go on and put this, I'm going to go on and just put this recipe in the chat. I'm going to add some things to it a little bit differently, which is perfectly okay. I don't ever typically make anything from the raw recipe. I usually make it my own because sometimes I find, well, I don't want to add that. I want to add something else. But this is a very good recipe. I found that it was very good and very healthy. But again, our taste buds can be different, and you want to make certain that for me, when I eat, I do care about the presentation of my food and the tastefulness of my food. So I want it to look good and I want it to taste good. And I think those things are very important. Uh, that's just Shameen in. All right. Hi, Shanine. I'm gonna let you go back and look at the. I'm gonna let you go back and look at the presentation. I kind of repeated it twice, but you can go back and look at it. I talked about protein, and you'll see why in a little bit. I also put a formula in the chat that you can use to determine how much protein your body needs to consume daily. But again, the emphasis is we want to focus on not just looking at that protein, but how well our body is able to break it down and absorb that protein. So, Jaywalk girl, could you, if you don't mind, could you come off your mic and tell me a little bit about yourself? I don't think I've met you before. If you don't mind, could you just tell me a little bit?
Yeah, hi. I am just someone that has a lot of gut problems, and I'm currently working with like a holistic chiropractor right now.
Great.
Um, and we have eliminated a bunch of stuff, which I didn't really eat any of that stuff anyway. But I'm just having a hard time getting enough protein because I don't always want to eat like 3 meals.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I get you. I don't either. I can do two. And actually, what I found is that I actually had to do a protein shake in order to get enough. And but the key there is finding a good protein shake.
yes.
And I don't do just do, I find one that I can add my, I want to be able to, what I like to add to it is blueberries, blueberries, maybe some spinach, kale, just kind of enhance it so I get more nutrients as well as fiber. And of course, all of those things have protein as well. Hemp seeds, as a hemp, I find is very, very good. It is a complete protein. Adding a scoop of hemp seeds to a smoothie, on top hemp seeds, um, the spinach, the berries. If you want a little sweetener, what I tell people is maybe a little bit of honey. I like to add, when I'm using blueberries, I love lemon juice, where I juice raw lemon. I find that that's really good. All of those things are also good for your digestive system. And again, I just went over something to with you about the papaya. Hopefully, that papaya information you will be able to use because papaya is very good at, especially when you have a lot of gut issues. Eating that papaya when you can, and because of the propane in it, I'm sorry, propane, I said propane, because of that digestive enzyme, it helps digest, break down the molecules in your food uh, to make them more easily digestible by your body, for your body. So let me go into the next room and I'm going to demo my patties. I'm going to put this on mute here.
Where'd Sister Jackie go?
Jackie, can you unmute yourself?
I can't hear Sister Jacqueline at all.
Now we can hear you.
No, you're muted, Sister Jackie. You're muted.
That's why I checked when I'm in a hospital, what you giving me and what is it still for? Because I know what they look like. 'Cause
Maybe just grab your computer from the other room. If you were on a laptop from the other room, maybe just grab that one. But you'll still need to unmute it.
I can't hear anything. Am I supposed to be hearing?
She's working on it. She's
Oh,
switching
okay.
out computers, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Yeah, I stepped away for a second. I'm like, what happened? Thank you.
Did she put the recipe on already? I see something in the
Is it in the
chat.
chat? Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the
Patty
chat.
Bowles, yes. That
It
must be.
is in the chat.
Oh,
There
there she
you
is.
are. We got you back
Yes, I had to
now.
go get another
Yay.
computer. Oh, I tell you, it's
I
a good thing
know.
to
No
change
worries.
my speaker view. All right. And now I just got to get a stand that's tall enough. Oh, I see a stand. Move the other stand out of the way. You know, I've used my phone before and I just couldn't get it off of mute. My husband goes through so much to try to get me set up and then things don't work. Oh. Had a catastrophe. All right. But let me move on. I think that this is going to. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. The problem is with the computer is getting it, maybe this will work. Getting it high enough that you
I
can
think
see.
if you
You
just
have an
talk,
Amazon
I think
box?
if you just talk us through it, the
Okay.
recipe, I think you'll be okay. That way
All
you're
right.
not so stressed.
And also, if you have an Amazon box,
You
you
can
can use
tell
an
I'm
Amazon
stressed
box.
out. Right. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you bring it a little closer, maybe? Can
Hello,
you
Brother
see me
Danny.
okay? Can you see me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, all right, all right. First, we're going to start with the sweet potato. I have been steaming mine in this little gadget here. And of course, you know, you can, as I said, I typically keep my skin on. Whether you do is totally up to you. You don't have to. I get organic, so I like to keep my skin on on my sweet potato. And you can just use a masher or a fork, you know, to mash up your sweet potato. And I think it's like a cup. The recipe calls for like a cup of sweet potato. I think that's about a cup. I'm gonna get a knife and cut up my peelings. And you don't have to do that. I just love my peelings. It's up to you. You can peel them. I keep everything. And whenever I make them, you can't tell that they're in there. That's about a cup of sweet potato. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I have my quinoa here that's already cooked. Now I cooked a cup of quinoa, but so you want to, from your cooked quinoa, you want to get a cup. Make sure you're getting a cup of the cooked quinoa. And then I can save the rest of that quinoa for something else. And we talked about a quinoa is a complete protein. That means, so you can just eat quinoa all day. You have your complete protein. I think I want to get boom. My potato masher out. Then I'm going to stir. It's just my husband and myself. So I try not to overcook. You can freeze these. And what I would recommend is to cook them, then freeze them. I'm not going to put the onions in them because my husband doesn't like onions. But I am going to put a 4th cup of the cilantro. I have my fresh cilantro here. If you can see my fresh cilantro, I just love the cilantro. Let me wash it off and get me a 4th cup. And I do an estimate. I rarely measure anything out. Unless I'm doing it for the first time. If it's the first time I'm making something, I may. But typically, I just use my internal measure. I love cilantro. Now, others, like again, I said, others you may not like cilantro. Parsley is a good substitution if you prefer not to have if you prefer not to use cilantro. Mine will not be the oily texture that you see of the oil because I don't use oil in mine. I'm going to bake mine in the oven. Okay. Put my cilantro in there. Use it my teaspoon of garlic.
Are you using garlic powder or garlic salt?
Oh, I use garlic powder. I don't use salt. I
Got
will use the garlic powder. And when I use onion, I'll use onion powder. I don't use the salt. I put my teaspoon of cumin. I got my cumin. I've got my, let me stir it up. And then you put your green onions. They're just wonderful with green onions. But again, my husband don't like onions. So in order to get him to eat this, I have to make it without the onions. When you cook your quinoa, you don't want it mashy mushy. You want your quinoa to stay a little firm. I think sometimes we can overcook it. I'm thinking about 15 minutes may be enough time to cook your quinoa.
When you cook your quinoa, do you just use water or do you use chicken broth to make it taste better? Or
It depends. If if I have other things that I'm going to add it with, I'll only use water. If it's going to be like one of my main staples, and I may add veggie broth, or you can make your own veggie broth. But it depends on how I'm going to utilize it. For instance, I like a lot of bowls, and a lot of times I will use quinoa in my bowls. I will add quinoa to my bowls, like your Buddha bowls. When I do that, I'm not adding anything to it but water because my sauce is going to contain the salt. I try to minimize my use of salt by, okay, if I'm cooking, if I'm making a bowl, then the ingredients that I'm going to put in that bowl don't necessarily need salt because I think my sauce is what's going to really bring out the flavor. So it just depends upon, if that's an individual choice. I try to minimize salt when I can, and then I'm going to use it where I need to use it. For me, when I'm making a sauce or something, I make falafels. I may put a little bit in the falafel, but I'm going to save my major portion of the salt that I can use and put it in my sauce because I know that that sauce is what's really going to bring out the flavor of that food. If I'm just putting quinoa on my plate to eat with something else, then I will probably put some salt in it. All right, I have my salt. I have my and here's my salsa. Put my little salsa here, and this is a salsa. I go to and you can make your own salsa. I got this from Chipotle. When I go to Chipotle, I get their little brown sauce on the side. And I had some sauce left over, and the last time I made these, I added the sauce to it, and it was delicious. So now I'm hooked on it. And my husband will love the flavor. I may add a little salt to this for him. Just salt to your taste. I actually feel I'm going to add a little bit more quinoa. And the other thing that I'm going to add to this is this is my almond flour. This is to keep it gluten-free. You can add whatever flour you want. You can make your own flour. You can use oat flour. You can use regular flour if you want. But I use almond flour, and it calls for, I think, a third cup of almond flour. I've never used a coconut flour. That didn't taste appetizing or sound appetizing to me, but I do use the almond flour, and it's delicious. That's going to help bind it together.
How is this having enough moisture to stick together without like an egg or something?
You're going to see in a minute.
All right, thanks.
Now there are vegan eggs. You can also use a chia seed egg, or you can use flaxseed egg. I just want to taste it a little bit to see what it tastes like. I want to make sure my husband eats it. mm, mm, mm. Mm. That's good. I would add a little bit more of that. Ooh, this sauce is good in it. I better not. I'll let him put that on top of it. All right. So I have this, and now this is ready to put on my cookie sheet. Or not a cookie sheet. I do put parchment paper down in my little tray, and I'm going to stick in the oven. Now I'm going to have to wet my hands. To help with my moisture. Okay. I'm probably going to make about 3 of these. So I'm just going to roll them. And there are some little those little cups that shape them that you can put them in that I have used when I did this for the church. But we got those for the church, and I didn't. I just left them. There, I have to get me some more. So there's one patty. When I'm cooking for someone, I'm more conscientious about how much I put per patty because I want all my patties to be the same size. But at home, it doesn't matter. You see my patty? I think I'm gonna get 4 out of this. And again, you can freeze these. I would cook them first, but you don't have to. You can just freeze the make your patties and then freeze them. The recipe calls for you to fry them after this. And again, that's your option. I think it says to use olive oil. You want to make sure you have it low. You don't want to burn your oil. I use a little smaller patty. Oh. And here are my patties. Do you see that? Can everyone see the patties?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All right, now I'm going to stick them in the oven while I make my sauce. If I was going to fry them in an air fryer, if you want to use oil, I would use the oil just like what I have done. I'll use the oil just like the water. I'm going to put the oil on my hand and then form my patty. I'm not just going to pour a lot of oil in it because I feel like it gets that way. I'm minimizing the amount of oil that I'm using. And then I very rarely even fry anything on the stove. I would either still bake it or you can put it in an air fryer. But if you want to fry it, most certainly go on and do that.
What temperature are you baking on?
Oh, while they are baking, let's make our sauce.
What temperature are you baking it and for how long?
Huh?
What
400.
temperature?
I have it on
Right.
400. Yeah.
400 and then like for how long?
Yeah.
How long?
I'm gonna leave it in there about 15 minutes, 10 to
Okay.
15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, for the sauce, I'm gonna do 1 whole avocado in my blender. Let me bring my blender over. Let me get my knife. And it smells so good when they're cooking. I had my oven already warmed. I'm gonna put the rest of my cilantro in there and a few of the leaves. I do want to get some more leaves in it. Even my cilantro, I do get it organic. So the cilantro, I will add salt to this. Have my little garlic cloves. I'm gonna add about 3 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. You don't have to add 3, and the recipe don't call for garlic, but I love garlic. And I'm gonna add my cloves of garlic to my sauce and lime juice. I've already squeezed my lime.
Are you putting a whole lime's worth of
Love
lime juice in
lime.
there? Are you putting a whole lime's worth? Like one whole
Yes.
lime's? Okay.
I'm gonna do a whole lime. Yep. I don't have one of those little lime squeezers, but I'll use this one. But this one's for my lemons. But yeah.
I can't wait to make these.
And again, taste it. You know, if you want it a little more spicier, you can add your own salsa to it. You can add red pepper flakes. You know how you like it. And don't be afraid to experiment with it. This can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this. And here's my juice. 1 tablespoon it called for. Now this called for a teaspoon. Well, just a salt to taste. And now this is my aquafaba. This is the juice from the garbanzo beans. And I'm going to use this. I'm just going to put like a 1/4 cup. Put a little salt in here. And this also, my husband likes pepper. I don't do pepper. And there's something else I think I wanted to put in here. Should I put my salsa or this should be enough? I think I'll add the salsa. And then get my top. I do have a Vitamix. I mean, a Vitamix is so handy for everything. I make so many different foods. I make raw cheesecakes. Don't taste like cheese. They're just a vegan version. It's just the name. But so many things, especially during the holidays when I do so much cooking. Right, so let's see how this is going to turn out. It's ready. And you don't need a Vitamix for this because these type of ingredients, you can just blend this, make this sauce in just a regular blender. You don't need a high-powered blender for it. Need a little bit more juice though, because I want it more liquefied. You want it more liquidy?
What would I substitute if I didn't want to use the liquid? Was that liquid from chickpeas or?
Yeah, you can use water.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can use water. In fact, on the recipe, it has water that I put in the chat. You just use your little water. And I may have to use more water because the chickpea is kind of a binder as well. And I make one and fry my husband's just to show you what it looks like because he doesn't care. In fact, he would probably prefer it fried. Do you have any questions about what I've shown you so far? Any comments? So if you were making this, what are some of the flavors that you would use? Let's say, and again, when you're making the burger, you can think more of in terms, what cuisine do I want my burger to be or my patty? You can do Indian, meaning I'm going to use my Indian spices. You can do Mediterranean or Italian, meaning you're going to use your things like parsley, your all of the Mediterranean or your Italian type seasonings. Or you could just make it American style where you don't use any of those seasonings. So what are some of the things that you all like? Share with me.
Well, I wonder if you could put some spinach in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes, you could. Yep.
Would you substitute that out for the cilantro, you think?
Yep, you could.
Or just add it in addition?
You can add it in addition to.
Okay.
Whichever you would prefer. You could add it in addition to.
Okay. Do you do other cooking? I just stumbled onto you. So do you do other cooking? Lots of cooking on Meetup Zooms
Well,
or?
I will do more, but I wanted to because when I started, when we first started, I was doing more lecture, and I want to be able to give recipes every time because the purpose really is to show people that the simplicity of cooking healthy, focus in, just those points. Like when I first started, I didn't have this. For me, it was trial and error, and I made a lot of mistakes, wasted a lot of good food. And I wish I had someone to just, I can run things by because what I found that it looks simpler or easy when you watch someone when you see someone demonstrate how to make something, and then you're not so reluctant as to try it. So we meet here every other week on Tuesday nights, and every other week I will demonstrate a food item. And
Okay.
yeah.
Do I need to join like your meetup or?
You
'Cause I
can.
found you.
If you join the meetup, you'll get a meeting. You'll
Okay.
get an invite. Yeah.
What is your meetup group called?
Are you here in Kansas City?
Yeah, are you?
I'm in Gardner, Kansas. I have three. One
I'm in
is,
Olathe.
you are what you eat. You are what you eat, or just eat real food. One is just eat real food, right? I'm going to put my husband's, I think I've got his skillet ready. Yeah, let me put his in the
So
skillet.
you're in Gardner. I'm in Olathe.
Oh my, we are close.
I know, and your house looks like so much like mine.
You know what I have to do? I have a health and wellness club. I have a health and wellness club, and I'm going to have to invite you over when we have our meetings.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love that.
We typically will do it on like a Saturday night. And it's a combination of guys and gals, but we're all vegans. And we all make our foods naturally. Even our brownies, they make them with black beans. So, and we're all vegans.
Well, I'm not vegan, but
But you don't have to be vegan. We don't try to force people to be vegan.
Yeah.
Nor do we try to make you feel
Yeah.
ostracized because you're not. But so we get together and we'll talk. Sometimes we'll play, just wonderful games and just enjoy each other's company. It's very wholesome. And I think that you would enjoy it. All right, now the recipe is in the chat. Let's see if there's anything. Now my sauce, you want it to be silky. I think it's a little bit. I may have to add a little bit more water to it.
So what is your meetup group called then? Just Eat Real Food?
I have 3: Reversing Diabetes, or it's a community for diabetics. And 1 is Just Eat Real Foods, and the other is You Are What You Eat.
Okay.
If you want to put your email in the chat, I can go to it and just invite you to it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So are there any questions? So let me get my plate ready while my patty is cooking. So for this one, I like the microgreens. And so I'm going to put in my, I like bowls. So rather than eat it as a burger, because right now I'm in a stage in my life where I'm eliminating bread, no bread at all. And so I'm just going to make a bowl with the patty. And so I'm going to put my microgreens and I do microgreens, and I think it was field green mix. Yeah.
Where did you buy the microgreens?
At Whole Foods or Natural Grocers.
Oh, okay. And those come in a little pack then?
Or you can make them yourself. Or what was your comment?
That was it. I just wanted to see what the bag looked like
Oh,
for the
okay.
microgreens.
You can actually, I have made microgreens myself.
Oh, okay. I did not know you could buy that.
Yeah. And I got the rainbow because I like the rainbow. And then I have the baby spring mix.
Okay, got it.
So I put that in my little bowl first. What else? I'm going to add I have some cucumbers already here. So I like to put, just put my little cucumbers. I told you I was really into presentation. I probably won't eat this because it's kind of late for me. Then I'm going to, little baby tomatoes. I'm going to cut up a few in there. And I'll just put these on this side. Then add a lime on each side of here. Then I'm going to This is my papaya. So I have a lime on each side. And then I have it each side of the lime. I have a lime on each side, and right there in the corner, I have my papaya. You see that? Also, the one thing is red onions. I would put red onions on mine, but my husband don't do onions. Red onions are so beautiful on this, and they taste so good. What do you think about that? Does it look delicious?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Bring my patty. The thing you don't want to do, if this is the first time that you've ever had, if you're a meat eater and you're making this, it's not going to taste like meat. Remember, that's why I started with giving, there's a distinction between plant-based and veggie patties. The plant-based patty, I would add things to it to make it taste more or have more of a meatier texture, but that's not our goal. It's not my goal for my health or my wellness. So I just want to eat real food. Just eat real food. So I want to stick with the real food because the more I eat, I love my patties more so than I would the plant-based veggie burgers. Have you ever had the plant-based burgers? Anyone?
No.
No. The Impossible Burger. I know
No.
there's the Impossible Burger, the Impossible Links. There's a lot of different type of burgers out there, but I would recommend, even if you did a black bean burger. I've made a black bean burger before, and it was really good. But I like variety. I don't like just one thing. There's another burger that I do recommend. It's called Actually Burgers. Actually Veggies, and it contains all vegetables. It is really good. Kind of pricey, but it's really good. I've been able to find it at Sprouts. I don't know if I don't think Whole Foods had it, nor did Natural Grocers, but I was able to find it at Sprouts. So I am ready. Let me just think I'm gonna have to add a little bit more water to this, or add some water because it's not as liquidy as I need it to be. Or runny. This is probably going to do it right there. I probably need to add some more salt to it now. Whatever I can do to get my husband to eat. I may have put here. Another way I've had it is rather than the papaya, I put like a mango salsa. There's a really good simple recipe for mango salsa that is really good. So there's a variety of ways that you could arrange your bowl. The only thing that you're going to do is put your burger right there on top, or your patty. Another way to eat your patty is lettuce. Use your leaves of lettuce to actually replace your bread, because I'm trying to eliminate bread unless I make it myself. You see my patty?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Yep, that looks good.
Yeah. And the bigger they are, the more firmer they're going to be. And then when you let them cool off, potato with the almonds, they start forming more as well as you let them cool off. So after this, what I want to do is now just take, yeah, there we go. Just take your salsa and just spread it over that. I actually have a spreader. If you need this to be spicier, you can also, I would recommend making it more spicy. If that's your preference. My husband likes spicy. And here you go. It has the sauce on it. And you can eat as much of that sauce as you want. Does everybody see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, I think I need to come over.
Yeah.
Me
You know,
too.
this is the quinoa that I use. I use a tricolored quinoa. I really love tricolored quinoa. It's called Ancient Harvest. It's wash and rinse. It's organic quinoa. And I got this from Whole Foods or Natural Grocers. And then my almond flour, I typically get that from, I typically will make my own almond flour, but I keep this in case I don't have time to make it. I'm in school right now, and sometimes I run out of time. All right, I'm going to go back into my office, and I'm going to put me on mute here. And right now I have my mute button back, and now my button back on. All right. So what do you think? Is that something you guys think you'll try?
Oh,
It's really
totally.
easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Shani, Denise, Tia May? Is Shani there?
I'm here. Yes, I'm definitely gonna make it.
Are you? And you know how to mix your ingredients and alternate and put different things in it too. So you do
Yeah.
well. All right. All right. Well, you can go back, everyone. You can go back and look at the video. I'll
Okay, and
upload it.
can you put the recipe in the what chat can we put it in? Can you put it in the Revelation chat
And yeah, do that.
and then the healthy one chat also, so I can. I'll
Yes.
actually try to make that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it comes out. Maybe I might have. Sister Joanne and Dot are here actually.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Hi.
Sister Jackie says hello. Sister Dot, say hi. Hello.
Hi.
Sister, let me turn the camera on. Hold on.
Hi, Shani.
Hi.
Hi.
That's Sister,
Hi.
Sister Jackie. I'm gonna make that for them tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, good.
What
Good.
she just made. Yeah.
It's easy.
She wants the recipe for the Sister Dustic. She wants the recipe for a burger
Okay.
from you.
I'll put it
Okay.
in the Revelation and where do you say healthy ones?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. I'll upload it there. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's right. She said put it in Give Manna. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good.
I'll
Yeah,
put it there.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll put it in Give
That way
Me.
we'll have it. Yeah. Perfect.
So Debbie, is that your name? Jaywalk girl, you're Debbie. Your name is Debbie?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hey Debbie, and I will, when our group get together, I invite you over and I will send you my phone number. Actually, let me put my phone number.
Okay.
If you,
And then I can text you and you can send me an invite because
yes.
I scrolled through Meetup and I put just eat real food and I got nothing. I didn't find
Oh,
anything.
you
So
didn't? And
yeah.
I was gonna tell you too, if you need any help, with anything, be sure to let me know. If you have, especially when you're trying to make changes for your digestive issues. Oh, you know what? Let me go put this in. Here's one. You are what you eat. That's one. Let me go put the other one in there. I have so many, but I'm glad that you joined. Are you on Facebook?
Me? No. Yeah, but not really.
Not
But
really.
do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Facebook group? I just don't have time to do all that social media stuff.
Oh, yeah. I do the exercise
Jackie,
minutes. Huh?
Pauline said hi.
Hi. Now, who was that?
Sister Pauline.
Oh, Pauline, hi. My goodness, you
Hey,
got a yes. How are you? You got to taste that
oh,
burger.
I don't know how to get this on to you at all. Well, we just hollering. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you all were able to join. It's nice that you all can get together. That's one thing I do miss, getting together with my family and friends across. Debbie, we all
Absolutely.
live across the world in different places.
Yeah, that's all right. That's why we got God created communication channel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what? Food is medicine. I was trying to get my link. Okay, how do I get the link? Share. I should be able to get the link.
Who's on? Denise
I'm trying to
and
copy this
Shawnee.
link.
Oh yeah, Denise and Carol Johnson. Yeah. Hey, Shawnee.
So that's one. I was trying to papers about discussion event. Um, I can't figure out how to get my, oh, you know what? Maybe this was how to get it. Let me go back. I'll have to send you, Debbie, I'll send you that link, but I just put you are what you eat is one of them. So I
Yeah.
was able to put that.
I just joined. I just requested to join.
Okay. All
You
right,
are
great.
what you eat. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And Debbie, and again, I put my phone number in the chat. You need anything, you need any guidance or anything, as you're making your health change, don't become overwhelmed and panic. You can do it. Just get you a good support team. Yeah, yep. And I could be a support member, a member of your support team. You can do it. When you
Yeah.
surround yourself with the right people, and then I'll start including you in our healthy meetups too. When we have a
Okay.
dinner within my home. Yeah.
Okay. And look up Andrew Evans. He's a chiropractor at 98th and Metcalf. He's kind of a holistic functional medicine chiropractor.
Oh,
He's the one
really?
I'm working with, and we're doing red
Okay.
light therapy and IR sauna and all kinds of stuff.
Well, you know what? I'll check him out because I may think I want to be. He does adjustments.
Oh yeah, he does adjustments.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was looking for a holistic chiropractor because
Yeah.
the one that I had. Okay, great. I will reach out to you for his information.
Okay.
Andrew, what was his last name?
Evans,
Evans. Okay.
EVANS.
Andrew
I can
Evans. Okay.
text it to you.
Okay, great. All
Super
right.
duper nice. Yeah, super duper nice. You'll
Oh,
like him.
okay.
Very intelligent when it comes to this diet stuff and what
Yeah.
supplements. Oh my God, so thorough. Like he did a whole huge blood screen, like huge, and found out that I was borderline for pre-diabetes. And I'm like, dear Lord, what? Yeah. And then he did a stool analysis and a saliva analysis. And
Great.
I am so impressed.
That I am impressed. I
Yeah.
am impressed. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll text you his contact. So
Okay, great.
thank you for all of
All
this.
right. Absolutely. You all have a good evening. Thanks for joining. See you next time.